Hi, Happy New Year. Well, I know we're already a few weeks into the month, but I still kind of wanted to catch up with you to see how your New Year was going so far. Some of my friends have been asking me about my New Year's resolutions, and they're perhaps a little bit surprised when I told them I didn't have any. I personally don't set New Year's resolutions. Now, I know this is a tradition for many people. The calendar rolls around and they see it as a good time to get a fresh start. It's a good time to institute some changes, improve some things in their lives. And I also think it's perhaps a little bit more than just tradition. Each of us has this thing inside of us that causes us to want to be better. It causes us to want to get better things, get better life experiences, and in short, feel like we're making progress, right? That is, by the way, one of the secret to success, making progress. And so when people set New Year's resolution, I think it's with that in mind. The changes and the improvement is a way to make progress in life and hence enjoy some of the happiness that we all seek. But here's a challenge with New Year's resolutions. Folks kind of expect that when they set them, things are just gonna fall in place. Things will somehow just happen. And if it doesn't, well, you know what, there's always next year. And that's perhaps why all the studies have shown that most people break their New Year's resolution by the middle of January. 95%, 95% of people break or abandon their New Year's resolutions by January 15th. The calendar rolls over, they set these resolutions. January 15th or thereabout comes, they break them, they live the new year the same way they lived the old year. The calendar rolls around again and they set a new set of resolutions, perhaps the same ones that they've been setting all these years, and the cycle continues. So the question is, how do you break the cycle? Well, I'd like to share with you three quick ideas that I think will help. And the first one is you must have a vision, a compelling view of a future that is yet to be seen, right? The operative word here is compelling. Your vision has to drive you. Your vision has to excite you. New Year's resolutions are like wish lists. You feel disappointed if you don't get it, but well, there's always next year. New Year's resolutions tend to be more about things that you do not want. You don't want to be overweight anymore. You don't want to be drinking anymore. You don't want this or you don't want that. And the problem with that is that it's not compelling. It's not compelling. When determining what you don't want is not nearly as compelling as figuring out exactly what it is that you want. So what do? Well, ask yourself and answer this really important question for yourself. And it is, what do I want? What do I truly want? Not what would be nice to have. Oh man, if I get this, it will be so cool. But like in your gut, what do you want? If you could figure out, what is this one thing that, man, I just can't be without. I can't imagine my life without. Then you begin to craft that vision, that compelling vision that for your life. You'll begin to create this image of the life you want for yourself and the world around you. This is a thing that's going to get you out of bed in the morning. It's going to motivate you to make it happen, which, by the way, is my second reason, our idea. Motivation. What is motivation? It is simply the reason why your goals are important to you. Some people call it your why. Why is this thing important to me? Why do I want to achieve this? And this is where I think most people get lost because they haven't clearly identified their why, their reasons why these things are important to them. Or if they have, these reasons are not strong enough to drive them, especially when it gets tough. And it's going to get tough, right? I mean, imagine you're vested in your diet or your exercise program and then your spouse brings this lovely looking cake and places on the kitchen counter, right? Or you have certain financial goals, but the economy begins to shrink and really jeopardize those goals. When you identify your reasons, you'll always find a way around those difficulties, those inevitable challenges. They say, first come the reason, second the answer. If you have enough want to, you'll figure out the how to. When you have a compelling vision and strong enough reasons, you'll always figure out a way to achieve that vision despite the difficulties. Which brings me to my third idea, which is persistence. You have to keep on pushing. Do I have to remind you that it's not going to be easy? Do I have to remind you that it's going to take time? It will not happen overnight. The extra 20 pounds or so that you're trying to shed, you didn't just put on overnight, did you? The financial situation that you're trying to correct didn't just happen overnight, did it? And so therefore, fixing it is not going to happen overnight as well. It's going to take some time. I'm sure you know that there is a story of persistence behind every successful person, every successful effort and endeavor. And by the way, life is going to test your dreams, your desire to achieve your dreams. So if you're dreaming of doing great things, of making a difference, of raising your level, life will unapologetically test those dreams. Life will test your worthiness for greatness. And your persistence, your ability to keep on pushing and not quit is the answer. So I encourage you to rethink this whole idea of making New Year's resolution, creating these wish lists that has no real power to drive you, but instead to create a compelling vision of the future that you want for yourself. Dig deep to find those reasons, the reason why those goals will be important to you. And of course, above all, do not quit. Keep on pushing.